Hey, how's everybody going today? All right, let me get my uniform here. My uni. Oh, I got it up. I got it inside out. I'm over here looking for the buttons. That's probably one of the hardest things that I have to do is do the buttons. That's one thing about the stroke, man. You get, it's the simple things. It's like putting on and taking off buttons. You know, it's uh, it's like that, man. Putting on buttons. I, they used to give me that over there at the VA hospital. Oh, I felt like following her to her car and then busting up that car the next day just to see, follow her to see which car she had, and the next day go and bust it up. Okay, I'm being serious now. I used to hate the button thing. Everything else was okay, but the button thing, it's so frustrating trying to put on buttons when you're with only one hand, or the other hand just doesn't want to cooperate. I could imagine me trying to put it on like now. That'd be incredible. That'd be really that'd be really a challenge with my dexterity. As you see, my brain is still working okay. But some people think, they say, yeah, I don't know. But, they say uh, I had two strokes, and I always like to say, I said the first one hit. Well, all those drugs I did in the 70s and 80s, that's where the first one hit. And so I didn't even realize it because it was already dead, that part of the brain. But the second one, that one hit in a newer part, unaffected part, new frontier part. Our bodies are always, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. The Bible says we regenerate our cells. Even our brain will get regenerated. You after whatever. I don't know how long it takes to regenerate our brain, but the strange thing is that when it regenerates, I guess it remembers the last state of affairs it was in. Because if not, it'd be always coming back better, coming back newer. You know, but it doesn't do that. I guess now with this stem cells technology, I guess that might be a little bit different. Um, I know a friend of mine. I always on my GPS it would say Maria the scientist, and she would actually worked at Harvard with the stem cell technology, and she says, it's really quite interesting, everything that they've done, with it. So I'm trying it myself. I spoke to my neurologist about that, and she said you should be happy with what you got. You know, I mean, you're walking around, you're talking. When you first came over here, you was in the bed, and then we showed you how to use the wheelchair, and we were gonna send you home in the wheelchair. And you started walking. I went close to a chapel. I looked inside, and I just felt strong. I just felt really strong, man. And I started walking. I didn't not without anybody. Nobody was helping me. I just walked. That's the first time, and I even have the video on the video is on YouTube. When I had came out of the chapel and I started walking around, I put the cell phone on the ground, and then I walked around again. And even the therapist that was with me, he said, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how you just went from from being pushed in a wheelchair and to just I left the wheelchair there and I started walking around. And it's a pretty long hall because right there it's right next to where the cafeteria is. I don't know if they've changed it because everything changes, especially in an old building like that. Who knows, you know? But they had the cafeteria there. Had a pretty big place, the cafeteria, and then across the hall, they have the chapel, and I think they have an auditorium in there also, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a pretty big thing. You know, I remember we were going to get some pizza because they have a pretty good pizza area there. You know, they have a pretty good pizza parlor there. We went there, but we went there too early. You know, instead of, I think it opens up at like 10 or something like that, or 10:30. I don't know. But anyway, we got there too early, and then the therapist says, "Why don't I just?" He says, "Why don't I hold your hand, and you can use the rail, and we could walk this hall. You know, like I said, it's a pretty long hall because it encompasses the whole length of the cafeteria. You know that it's a pretty big area. If you ever been there to the second floor over there where the cafeteria is at, and right across from in the hall is right where the chapel is at. So I started walking, him holding my hand, and me holding on to the railing, you know, and I was walking on. And then we get to the point where there's no more railing, you know, but you have just the chapel on the other side. You have like a hall there. And that's what he tells me, just give me your both hands, and I hold you up, and this way you could look inside the chapel area, because that's what I wanted to do. And so he takes my both hands, and I looked inside the chapel area, and I just felt strong. I mean, I felt really strong in my legs, like, like it was like it felt good, you know. So I told him, I said, wait up. I said, let me just try something. So I let him go. I let go of his hands, and I started walking around. You know, I just started walking around, man. You know, and then I put my cell phone on the ground, and then I did it again, and that's the recording that I put down on my award-winning my award-winning how do you say the coming back. I made like a kind of like a little music video with what is this called, PowerPoint, and it has that there. You know, it has when I first walked around. You know, they used to have also a called an Endago machine, which has a lot of straps, and it could actually take off like whatever 10, 20 pounds, whatever you want to take off, they could take off. You know, and so you're walking around, and you're kind of like leading the machine where it's gonna go, and it actually takes off some of the weight that you have. So it's like that. And also, I think I took some pictures of me trying to go up the stairs. Actually, these people were like holding me all up. You know, I just couldn't do anything. You know, I was bedridden. You know, and then they showed me how to go from the bed to getting into the wheelchair and going everywhere with the wheelchair. And then that was it. You know, and then we had. Is that tiredness or hunger? Maybe both. Maybe I need to eat something and sleep. You know, maybe I've never done that before. That would be a new one. Yeah, look at this belly I got here, man. People think I'm pregnant, man. They look at my belly. They say, "Dang, man, maybe it's true that men do get pregnant." You know, I like to joke around whenever I go to get an X-ray or one of these CAT scans. You know, I tell them, I say, hey, you know, they always have a sign there that says if you're pregnant, let the technician know. And I say, hey, I don't know, man, but you know, the Democrats are always saying that men can get pregnant. You know, I'm just letting you know. You know, I mean, if I lose my baby because of this thing here, there's gonna be a tremendous lawsuit. You know, if he comes out with the phone, comes out like Quasimodo. Put him in Notre Dame. He'll be over there singing with Frodo. You know, libertad, libertad, liberty, liberty. What are we gonna talk about today? It's incredible the amount of scammers that are like on Facebook and all these places, man. You know, I sniff them out right away, though. I mean, and the excuses that they have for not for not video chatting. Now there was one girl. She was a scammer, but that was an incredible. Okay, that was professionally done kind of thing, you know. And she was a scammer, but it was very cleverly disguised. You know, very very. I mean, when I video chatted with her and we used WhatsApp, which is the reason why I don't like to use WhatsApp anymore, because there I have to use my cell phone, which is a little bit smaller, but I can use Skype and I could use Facebook over here on my laptop, which is bigger. So I think you can. I think you can do. I think you can do a video chat through through WhatsApp too, using your laptop. But I haven't done it, and I haven't looked into it. I'm kind of busy with other things. What other things you might add? Well, I'm studying website design. I want to do like a family tree online, and also I want to do some apps for some churches. You know, that might be too small to afford the app. I could step in and charge them less, make an app. Um, Also, I'm writing a book called the Paris Pabon People, the three P's, triple P. Instead of triple G, the boxer, this is triple P. Paris Pabon People, which is it's gonna start, way back when my mother was very small, and in like the first or second grade, they took her out of school to do pots and pans and take care of the kids and everything, because grandma, she was working as a seamstress. She didn't have time to be doing the sewing and everything else, and also taking care of the kids and cleaning the house and this. And there was another girl there that was older than mom. Her name was Carmen, but she died in a fire. So that's the reason why there's so many Carmens in my family. I got Carmen's left and right everywhere. Carmen this, Carmen that, and Maria too, because my grandmother was Maria, and Danielle because my grandfather was Danielle. So go figure, huh? But yeah, it stuck in my grandmother's mind too when she slipped into eternity. She slept here and woke up on the other side just before she left. I heard that her last words was "Mira, ahí está Carmen." She said, "Oh look, there goes Carmen." So it stuck with her the whole life. But I look at my mother was then forced to into that slavery, if you want to put it like that. That would have never happened today, of course, because now you gotta have the kids have to go to school until they're 16 or whatever. So that's obligated right there. At least learn how to read and write and do arithmetic. I don't say arithmetic. I said arithmetic because they say the three R's, right? Reading, writing. Well, writing has a W in it. English is a strange language. Just look at Just like today's Tuesday, right? Tomorrow is Wednesday, but it's not really pronounced the way it's spelled. If that was the case, then it would be Wednesday. Wednesday, not Wednesday. It would be Wednesday because you got a D in there, right? So English is kind of weird, but that's another way that I get these scammers, because they start with their messed up English or terrible pronunciation or whatever. So it's kind of like that. Well, let me see if I can pause this, or maybe I'll just put it. Maybe I'll just stop it, and I'll do some more maybe later on. People have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.